just your reminder that if you want to start having a life and a business that truly feels authentic and like exactly what you want, you have to be discerning and you have to start from that feeling. That's the punchline. And it comes from having had a very familiar conversation today, and this is no shade because I've just had this conversation over and over and over again throughout my life, throughout the times that all of the different businesses that I've started, from having the same kind of ideas. Hey, I want to start a business because I want to be free. I want financial freedom. I want to be able to do what I want. So I'm going to look around me and I'm going to see what other people are doing. Or I'm going to think about, oh yeah, I have a friend who, makes reviews videos for, he reviews products for Amazon and he makes like $1,000 to $10,000 a day. Sounds awesome, right? I have another friend who bought a lot of vending machines and he installed the vending machines, and so he makes some like passive income on that. And it's not that there's anything wrong with any of these approaches, but if you look enough, you'll very quickly find that there are like infinitely many ways to make money. There's so many different businesses. And so how do you cut through all of the noise of where to start? And it really has to do with where you begin. It's the mindset with which you begin. Because if you go into it only thinking, how can I make the most amount of money while spending the least amount of time, and that's it, then you've already lost. It doesn't even mean that it won't be successful, although I think that approaches like that are becoming less and less successful these days, because that is just the way that the whole vibration of our whole planet and our whole earth is going. So let that whole system die, because you are on a new frequency now. It really is safe and supported for you to start from the embodiment of how you actually want to feel in your business, and to only choose a pathway that matches that. And most of the time, that pathway is not going to be all laid out for you. You're not going to have a cutout plan for it. Sure, you can buy other people's courses. You can, get some information on the nuts and bolts of how to do something. But mostly, it's just taking care of what is going on in your day-to-day life. Sitting silently with yourself, deciding that you're going to embody this feeling. Most likely you already know what you would love to do and what you would just genuinely love to spend your days doing. But if you don't really know what it is, then you know how you would love to feel in every single area of your life. Just take a minute and let all of what you already think about the outer reality and how it works go for a little bit. And imagine yourself already living your dream, your highest ideal for yourself. Having work that is so just delightful and deeply meaningful for you that it is clearly work, but it doesn't feel like work in the sense that we usually mean it. It feels like something that we put effort into because the reward of actually... Let me back up, because the feeling of actually creating this thing and having it be of benefit to others, be appreciated by others, just feels so good. Remember, this is our imagination. Imagine that this is already happening. It's already happening. You already are getting the recognition. You're already getting the financial support for doing exactly what you want to be doing. Feel it and choose actions that match that feeling. And commit to yourself that you're not going to move until that feeling is there. It's clear. And what that means oftentimes is that you do absolutely nothing. You don't move forward in your business until you do have that feeling. And that's like, for me, it's been the greatest discipline after so many years of hustling, so many years of just following the steps, okay, I'm in the mastermind and I told, my people that I had these goals for this week and I'm going to have to face them and tell them whether I achieved the goals or not. This is so beyond goal setting. Goal setting, I don't know that it's bad, but I'm just telling you, I don't do it anymore. I just don't find it necessary when I'm really moving from this place, really moving from the place of embodying, truly, truly being who I want to be. And who I want to be, by the way, is myself. It's who you want to be too, is the experience of being completely yourself and being so fully honored for your gifts. It's possible. It's possible, and it's coming. It is inevitable. That is the frequency that this planet is moving towards. Another thing I want to say, it reminds me of any other businesses that I started based on wanting to make money in a short amount of time, but I didn't truly care about the customers or the transformation that I was creating for them or the expression that I was feeling in the moment of doing it. Anytime I would tell somebody about it, it's like it would only feel good to me if I was making the money. If I wasn't making the money, then I was just felt kind of like sketch about telling anybody what I was doing. It's so different from creating just from your heart, from the knowing that what you're doing right now is its own reward. And then, of course, remind yourself again and again, what a powerful being you are. It all has to come back to this. It all has to come back to understanding who you are. However you like to say it, God of your reality, just a being that's completely capable of manifesting your deepest desires, of your deepest, truest, heartfelt desires coming into form. And all of that moving forward, and then having to stop and regroup because maybe some emotions come up, maybe some limiting beliefs come up. You have to see that just in the same way as you would with solving any other problem in your business. Okay, I'm doing the work right now. When I'm sitting here in silence with myself and I'm showing up for myself and being present, even though these negative feelings are here and they're with me, I'm going to do it differently now. I'm going to be here with myself anyway. I'm not going to push them away. I'm not going to make myself busy. I'm not going to force myself ahead when I'm not really feeling inspired to do so. It's very different from looking out there and looking at somebody else who you perceive as having the success that you want and thinking, if only I could embody them. If only I could do what they do. I'm going to study them and try to replicate their style. It's obviously perfectly fine to admire people, but realize that you don't want to be them. You don't. You want to be you. And this is the process. You take a step, and then stuff comes up, and then you relax, and you move through the stuff. This is you building the business. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're scared. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into that like, oh, you're just scared. You're just scared. If you just join my program, then I can help you to get unscared, and then you'll 10x your business, right? Look, there are good coaches out there, but I just have become so jaded by seeing this kind of thing because I've done it, because I've done it. I've been in those kind of programs. I've joined courses, I've had masterminds, and they all did have their value. But I see it now as there's nothing wrong with this, but the best coaches are just going to continually remind you who you really are and of your actual power. But mostly they're just going to suggest the things that worked for them. And it might not be what works for you. And when you feel that you have to do something because your coach suggested it and, here I am, I'm pushing my edge. I don't really want to set up coaching calls with, I haven't started my coaching business yet and I want to be a life coach, and my coach is telling me to, announce it on my own personal Facebook page that I'm starting coaching now, and then I start to coach people. This is a thing that I did, and there wasn't anything wrong with it. In fact, it gave me, I guess, some clarity that this is not really what I wanted to be doing, but I just want to normalize it for you, that even though I didn't feel that those were genuinely actions that I wanted to take, I bought into a story that this is what I have to do to succeed, is to push myself beyond my fear. But instead, the way I approach it now is I speak what feels deeply true to me. Most of the time I wait and I listen to it again. I make sure that it's actually saying what I want to say. I know always that I have a choice whether I'm going to post it or not. And then I just decide, I've practiced the frequency enough times that I am that person who does this, that it feels like just exactly what I want to be doing. It's a really different feeling than forcing myself to do what is the obvious next step in a business that never really was the right one for me. And that's just one of many. Just be doing one-on-one kind of life coaching sort of things. So if you're just tired of, if you've, done that, you have started other businesses, you've started brands, maybe done social media, try to do things through Instagram, TikTok, maybe you've done some Amazon drop shipping. I did that. Amazon, physical products, and it always just was looking at things external to me and people external to me that I perceived as successful and trying to replicate them. But it's not what you want to do. You want to do what you want to do. And so just see this all as a process of discerning what that is. And know that you're going to end up back here anyway. You know, whether you're successful or not at those other types of businesses, even if you are successful, it ends up feeling like a prison after a while. Even if you're spending 2 hours a week to sustain something that's making you a lot of money, I know that sounds really great, but even that, I could see that feeling uncomfortable after a while because it isn't truly aligned. So just start with what's aligned. And then if the biggest challenge is that you don't believe it or that you have fear, well, just see those as just regular business challenges. Those are surmountable. What do I need to do to feel confident in my price? What's holding me back right now? I'm not sure if anybody will ever pay me. I'm not sure what to price this thing. Well, then I intend to wait. And I intend to embody the version of myself who feels good and confident about my pricing. You know, use whatever tools are available to you. AI is pretty great for this kind of thing sometimes. Ask ChatGPT how you should price things. And then but the biggest thing is to check in with yourself. You can't lean on AI too much. The biggest technology is your own body. How does it feel to me to show up and ask for this? So, for example, for me right now, the only product that I have that is about bullet journaling, and that's how basically a tool for organizing and taking inspired and aligned action and making it beautiful. I decided to do that one by donation, and I feel so totally aligned with that. Not because I don't value myself, but because I do, because I truly believe it. I also don't believe it's the last thing I'm ever going to create ever, because I know that I'm infinitely abundant. And I know that if I keep doing this and keep following the trail of inspiration, that there's just no way that you can fail. There's just no way. So yeah, I'm saying that enough. Maybe I'm saying that as much to myself, but I'm saying it from my higher self, from the part of me that already has it, that already is like completely believes in it for myself, believes in it for you, believes in the world that I see in my mind that is completely going in this direction, that is going to be full of people just sharing their gifts and being fully supported in doing so. I know I'm not the only one out there who's on this frequency, and if you're finding this, and this is feeling really aligned with you, it's just your reminder that you're not alone either. Well, that is what I wanted to say for now. And thank you so much for joining me. Got some links in the description below. Bye.